All right, so it's Coach Harris back here again, in the lecture hall at Stewart's Creek. So yesterday we did the reading portion of the ACT. How do we plan to take that? How do we prepare to take that? Today we want to follow up on the reading with the science portion. Now, I like to present the reading and science back because to me, they're very related to one another. As a matter of fact, people that produce the ACT and people who have broken it down over multiple tests basically would tell you that content knowledge really is not that important in science. Okay? Only about 3 out of the 40 questions really have to do with your ability to know the science behind it. More than anything else, it's about processing information. See, I'll check this out. When we were talking yesterday about the reading, what are you doing? You're processing information. How is it presented to you? It's written. Okay? And so the information we want to know with the reading is what is here, what is here, what is here. Y'all remember that? All right, same thing today, but instead of it being written information, now we're going to see it in a picture, we're going to see it in a graph, we're going to see it in a chart, we're going to see it in some sort of different context. But if you'll approach it mentally the same way, what is this graph talking about? What is this chart talking about? What is this picture talking about? I really believe that you're going to be able to approach it the same way and be very successful at it. Okay? I've had a number of students go up as many as 10 and 15 points on the science. But again, if you wrap your brain around the reading and you take a step back and you wrap your brain around the science the same way, it's not all that difficult. Okay? So how do we approach it? All right, you got to go back to the same timing components or the same timing thoughts. Okay? 7.5, 8 minutes per section, something like that. I like 7.5. Then if we buy back enough time, we can go over and we can continue and use that for other areas in the science. So let me take, for instance, you guys can follow along here with the science section and the practice test that we have. So here's passage 1. And, you know, if I'm looking at this, they're presenting information to me in 3 places that's really important. All right, those 3 places are this figure, it says figure 1, this table, and this figure right here. Okay? All right, that's not a ton of reading that has to be done, but you want to be careful that you don't get caught up in some of the reading that's there. For instance, some of the times you get to a science test and you know they may have genus and species names of different plants and animals and things like that. And I don't know about you, but you know the old school way of doing things for me was try to read everything, and I get caught up in trying to figure out what that genus and species meant, what that animal was, when that really had nothing at all to do with the question. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this chart. Take about 30 seconds or so, maybe 40 seconds, not right now, but just in theory. We're going to look at this table right here, trying to figure out what that information is. Then we're going to take a look at figure 2, look at that information, think about how they're related to one another, what are they trying to communicate, so that when we do go to the questions and the answers, we can then focus our energy back in the right place. Okay? If I knew that figure 1 was where the answer to number 1 was, I don't need to waste my time in table 1 and figure 2. You see what I'm saying? So again, I'll just put this on the video for the good of it. Here's how it works. The first time you practice it, I want you to do 2.5 minutes looking at the charts. Spend that time getting yourself familiar. What is it? What's the information? Go to the next one and try to do that in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right? Then that's going to leave you 5 minutes to then focus on question and answer. The second time you practice on the next section, let's cut it down. Okay? Cut it down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay? For the skimming, for the looking through the charts. Each time you look at these graphs and charts, you're going to get a little bit better at it. Okay? The third time you want to cut it down to 2 minutes even. Okay? And to be very truthful, you're going to get a little bit better at this every time. For some of y'all, you're going to get better at it quickly. I've had some students go from 2:30 to like 1:40 just the second time because they're like, okay, I see how this works now. Okay? So we're going to practice 3 or 4 times between now and when you take the test. Okay? Move that timing down on looking at the information, trying to figure out what's in each chart, what's in each graph, all that good stuff, and then focus your energies on the question and answer. All right? You can go ahead and stop that.